In 1986, the Challenger spacecraft took off in a very cold environment. So cold, in fact, that the seals of the solid propellant boosters did not hold back the hot flames of the combustion of the solid propellant boosters, and it ate into the connections of the space shuttle tank and blew up, killing everybody on board. All of the technicians, or a lot of them, were almost crying because they knew exactly what was going to happen, because there was a lot of pressure. 1986 for Ronald Reagan, a guy I loved. Apparently they pulled strings, they forced the issue, and they wanted to hand the President of the United States in 1986, Ronald Reagan, the good news for his State of the Union address, I believe. And he was going to tell the American people that a teacher, which are basically democratic, was on that in orbit in the space shuttle. It should have meant millions of votes for Ronald Reagan from Democrats. But unfortunately, he read a poem that night called High Flight, a beautiful poem about flying, and ultimately the cause of the disaster was revealed to most people, not that really anybody gives a damn. So let's move forward 30 years to, I think, June 2nd at the Air Force Academy, 2016, when the Thunderbirds were doing a demonstration over the Colorado Springs Air Force Academy graduation. Now you have to understand that Mr. Obama, despite what he may want you to think, has a great disdain for our military. I won't go into it right now, but apparently he wanted to address the class. I don't know exactly what he said, but he arrived late, and he also spoke for about 20 minutes longer, I think, than he was supposed to. And during that time, these jets were flying overhead and burning a lot of fuel. Now, there's some indication on the internet that they unloaded 100 gallons of fuel from this jet, which would indicate that it had fuel to make it back to the base. But when it hit, without the pilot, after he bailed out, there was no fire. Of course, it would help if the engine was running. That would probably help get the fire going. There was a minor leak in a tank, they claim. And from what I'm hearing, it's a good possibility that the delayed arrival of Obama and his long-winded speech pushed the planes to the limit as far as fuel, and that the head pilot of the Thunderbirds was telling everybody not to use afterburners to save on fuel. So there's an indication that fuel was an issue during this operation because of the delay. Now, I am not blaming Obama for the plane crash, okay? I hate the gentleman. I think he's destroying the country. But I am not blaming him for the airplane crash and the loss of, I don't know, a $30 million aircraft. The point of the matter is, like in the case of Ronald Reagan and the Challenger shuttle, things are rushed to make it look good for any president. I don't care if it's Ronald Reagan, who I particularly liked, or Mr. Obama, who I think is wrecking the country. But in any event, this has to stop when they're trying to impress a president and make him look good when everything else is falling apart. In this case, what I do feel very bad about is that the media was not guessing what the hell happened. And it may turn out that maybe the pilot didn't select the fuel correctly and didn't go to the last remaining fuel, which would be a pilot error situation. But apparently the fuel situation was somewhat critical. I would say if they're going to be flying for the President of the United States and they don't know when they're going to get there, they should get them some drop tanks, even if it costs, $100,000 total for the tanks. I don't know what they actually cost, but it'd be better to lose some tanks and have those guys come into their demonstration with a full load of fuel than to come to the such an event running low on fuel. And hopefully time will tell what the truth is, but then again, we're still trying to find out the truth on Benghazi, so maybe good luck. Anyhow, I would really appreciate if you would contact your congressmen and your senators and have them get to the bottom as to what the cause of that F-16 fighter jet crash was. Was it fuel starvation? Was he out of fuel? What actually went on? And I think the media's keen interest to make Obama look in his best light is a serious issue, which I think has been somewhat proven here, and it's bad. I mean, like I said, he did not cause the crash, but his late arrival and talking longer than supposedly he was supposed to could have been a contributing factor if, in fact, the plane lost fuel. So that's all I can say about that. And I think that there has to be enough responsibility and maturity in our Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels not to push the limits on fuel just because of the fact that they're performing for someone special, the President of the United States, and just because you're afraid of not making them feel good. Now, apparently, the pilot, Major Alex Turner, and the gentleman who was overseeing that flying operation are in serious trouble and that their careers could be ruined. That should not be the case, because I would think that the pressure to make this thing happen on time had nothing to do with them. It must have come from above. So God bless you, Thunderbirds, Blue Angels. I've seen both of you guys fly. I'm a frustrated private pilot, and I am totally in awe of what you guys do, and all military pilots, be them helicopters or jets. You're amazing guys, so take care.